Sebelumnya baru bisa itu ya main lagi untuk Genshin Impact, dan sudah lama saya tidak main karena HP tidak mencukupi. Ya, langsung saja kita ke live story. Sudah lama saya tidak menyelesaikan story, dan baru kali ini saya melanjutkan story di Fortnite di map baru pokoknya. Jangan lupa tonton keseruannya. Untuk menonton enjoy aja bro. Oke? Let's go.
We can do this!
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright...
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask.
I guess if there are, kid, then there's...
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette, you scared Paimon.
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides,
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the...
it's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh,
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the so maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Lenny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We would have missed.
I can tell, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started. The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations.
Ooh, front row seats.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep...
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny. Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down. Uh... Uh... Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still, it's kinda awkward if we don't say anything. Ah, you little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking on, oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet, what an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. And by the way, I should probably let you know, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first, so I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may...
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she...
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more...
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished...
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's...
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental... Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Oh, and before I forget, you never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentional.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, but Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparation. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical box. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by this. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what, if the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might...
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your... Oh, and no tricks now.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it. Come on, repeat after me.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
$54, $53, $52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalette?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you...
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. Ah, what was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't...
25, 24, 23!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration.
Never mind the decorations.
No, that's unexpected.
19, 8!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and...
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping 2 people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4!
That doesn't count! Ta-da!
What happened?
Is this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in.
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers.
Yes, that's right.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall on. As of now, we are still not sure why we found... And after an initial search of the area, it appears that this incident was not merely some mishap, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lenny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was...
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing.
That can't be right. How can Lenny do it? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Lenny and his...
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna
A kidnapping and murder carried out on...
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even... That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped... Then there's no problem at all. But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting show to...
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, Are you willing to act as Mr. Lenny's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Lenny and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's...
Lenny!
Sorry about everything that happened just now.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could I understand. Even I'm not sure what happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back, but with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case! Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be...
Huh?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd in. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank, all these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a... If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act. I know there's no such thing as... I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just no. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able...
Hello there. What are you...
The seats were all booked in advance. Sure, her name is Hull. Apparently, the magic troupe. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all.
Were the victims of...
That's how it seems.
Okay, then.
No need to be so... It is of utmost importance that we get to the...
The investigation team has some new find.
See?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine. Well, we thought there might be...
It turns out, I'm sure you already... In other words...
That much...
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Linny's still talking to the... I think someone will be...
both of you. Over here. I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer...
No need. You don't have to call me boss.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never... That's right. Judging from the...
Really? But...
Intuition. Naturally. My unparalleled... Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever. Wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing... Anyway, a trial begins the
Sounds more like...
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean... All right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But in your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a
well?
And why would that be?
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectation, then if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Now, I need to make some prep...
Wait! Since when did we become... That's more like it.
Far be it from me to... You wish to save a...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first.
Sorry, but no one... no, we're not Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, so the missing girl couldn't... I doubt.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that... I couldn't see Linny's performance, but still, we Melusines are good at that...
So, it's safe to say... All right, thank you for your help. This'll be...
Go ahead, have a look around.
I see that you're investigating. If you find any new and interesting...
We don't have too many The thud?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. I'm of the opinion that when the pyrotechnics...
Wait, what?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough land... Oh, that's true.
That does...
Linny's magic trick?
If you do encounter Miss Halsey,
So this is the rope that broke... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit, most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. So if a rope meant all... Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes! We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how mad...
Understood. Then I will be—
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem... Sorry. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that...
Precisely.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out...
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked—
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping, and then I walk out of the other box in the But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. And yet, to think that someone was able to use... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some...
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there...
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over and here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley...
that can't be. The trolley moves...
Let's know... Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for...
Whatever.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen. Her clothes are here.
But right. Ugh. What is this place?
It seems someone could fit.
Huh. Could this have been the...
Alone, perhaps. But if they...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the guards have...
So the tunnels become...
In other words...
Charges?
That's right. That's right. The statement, to put it simply...
This also precludes any kind of...
Once both sides have been... Then, finally...
Huh?
In practice... yes.
Huh?
Because we've...
And even if that were...
I'm ready to break out at...
Whoa, whoa!
Of course. I just hope you don't...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what better way...
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like... Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snack?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable...
Yes, I must be prepared to...
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
These three are quite the interest... And Paimon, from the way you had these two guys carrying on, but you ended up doing...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just...
Oh, don't underestimate beating egg. Anyway.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as...
All right, then. However, we can assume that the magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance, resulting in the shattering, perhaps the criminal.
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but...
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made my...
That's right. And even if she... Nor does she have...
From the sound of your macarons... What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose, Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're... It would be awkward.
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point...
A blade and break.
Here, take Paimon's...
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up. And that was to be expected, of course. The guilty can... But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated...
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to...
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lenny is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on! Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like...
So the serial disappearance...
I've got a feeling that what...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that... Your first priority is to prove your... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Lenny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, first, when the thud was heard in the opera, are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might have...
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left?
Order! Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick to Miss... In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. meant to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably I know you've clashed with the Putih several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would seem... Right. So, you met a Fatus who works as a magician, but still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurate? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the object—
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went—
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone— Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophecy.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, it was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of... But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Putih...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against... If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh!
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina...
That at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize. Finally, he used the... At this time, so Linney afterward. Linney... And there you have it. That's the...
Does the defendant's side...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is... According to Linney, he... Seem... Linney went to the room... Linney did not take... Attention! Ace Detective Pot when the countdown started, but he immediately used... Once he reached the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And finally, he reached the surface.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, assuming that what you say is true, Linney only needed to kidnap...
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have? Of course I do. If he had been in the... You're saying that he wasn't.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Linney wasn't... This means that what... The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has no...
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The deceased's name is... Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she... Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing person and... Could there have been a third person involved? The deceased's name is Cowell. happy, right? The killer was, in fact...
Oh, is that so?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances, so it would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. The sound we heard may have come from a clap. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowl. Linny's Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into the... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or left the opera. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. The deceased's name is Cowl. No one entered or left the
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly...
If only we knew how Halsey...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very... And it's not like this magic trick where you can just make a real live person.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrance. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The vase was not broken by chance.
Paimon gets it! It all... Lynette escaped from the... If there's...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny, magic trick are ultimately just illusions and...
Even so, I trust the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be... Guards!
We are still examining the item. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within the notebook and his...
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he... The notebook has met... One of these tubes was late. The notes also state that these dissolute... As such, we believe...
You've got to be kidding!
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tanks... Just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! Still, let us... Guards. Mr. Linney.
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis...
Right! Like the metal hut! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the prime...
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and... The water from the primordial sea The water from the primordial sea Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for The deceased's name is Cowell. Linney's Lynette was in the magic box. The deceased's name is Cowell. Now it seems like the hook rope... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another... Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something... The deceased's name is
It's aced in the original plan. Cowell, when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, when the balloon attached to the box popped. Afterward, Cowell would... But...
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention... His notes mentioned he...
On that note, the guards have just contacted...
Thank you, Your Honor. And we found...
What?
That can't be. Does this, my dear... Linny did not need, having made modifications, but upon his return, ultimately, he knocked now as much. Am I right?
We've used up all the... Is this the end?
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around.
I think I believe this is in... Now then, my good... excuse me...
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. I'll show you in a minute. What?
No offense.
Come on, don't... Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth? And when it's... Come on, But, as the magic makers and stars of...
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry.
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real... That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the...
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? See, so I played along with... I wasn't going... There was nowhere to run from there, though. I slipped out after the first guard...
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, had I known...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story. Seems... The strange sound... The flower vase was not broke. Lillian was afraid.
And it's Ace! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only hearing the commotion, he did not know that Lillian was not from mistakenly believing the two broke the flower vase with no way of escaping. She changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until... that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting.
At this point, all the...
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall... The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, with some modifications to the selector, to cover up any evidence while committing the... He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the... He poured the water from the... Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought. He was overcome, knocked on Lillian according to her own statements. Then As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's this case at least. As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an... How did you find...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-up. Therefore...
Yes, our boss. It can also... We've been in...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't...
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny.
I know you may not want to speak to me, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just as for why that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind, back when our parents first died to survive, I took my sister to my surprise before long.
So you went from...
That was how we felt at first too. But he would
That doesn't seem...
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same... I waited the answer he...
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or I managed to... All I saw...
So...
That's right. Father, the House of the... I was hesitant, but she was...
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the
So, she believes in that prophecy
That's right. Today's case has everyone at Hope to us orphans.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pocket...
It's alright. I just hope you can... If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Bye, Linny!
What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. Sorry.
Don't say that.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having... wait.
Huh? Do we really need to get that?
Well, Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then. Let's have our farewell meal.
Akhirnya selesai. Oke guys, thanks untuk yang sudah menonton story Genshin Impact. Jangan lupa nanti tonton video selanjutnya dan like, comment, and subscribe.